Hey guys, John from JohnMurrayHeadshots.com here. Happy Tuesday. Sawubona. Why is John using Zulu words? And why is John wearing a cap? Even though all of the barbers went back to work yesterday, my barber doesn't go back to work until tomorrow. So John still looks like he got dragged through a hedge. Which is why I'm wearing a cap. Because I look disgraceful without my haircut. Anyway, let's continue on. Sawubona is this Zulu word, and it's a Zulu greeting. It's how they say hello, or the direct translation of Sawubona is "we see you." And even though one person might be talking directly to another person, they still say Sawubona, we see you. And the reason they do that is because in Zulu culture, they believe that they carry all of their ancestors with them. So everywhere they go through life, they're never alone. They're with their ancestors. And I believe that too. And the reason I believe that is because of evolution. Because essentially, and I say this a lot, we are a mosaic of all of the people who came before us. How you look, how you act, everything about you is a mosaic of all the other people who came before you. Your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, aunts and uncles, and even people that you met. If you had a great science teacher in school and they inspired you to go into science, you carry a part of that person with you. Every single person you've ever met that has any influence on you, positive or negative, you carry them with you. So when somebody meets you, they're meeting everybody who's ever influenced you, whether it be through genetics or personality, or lessons that you've learned in life. And the same when you meet people, you're meeting everybody behind them who has influenced how they shape themselves. One of the other reasons I'm posting this as well is that because almost every industry went back to work, everybody's first thing in the morning up, get themselves ready, and then shift themselves off to go to work. And then after their day, they shift themselves back to home again. And I remember once being on a bus. I don't really take public transport in Dublin that often, but I did take the Swords Express, and I was at the convention centre on the Quays, and I saw people first thing in the morning going across to the south side of the river, and they were all walking in the same direction. They were all wearing suits. They all had their heads down in their phones or earphones on, and even though there were thousands of people walking across that bridge, they were lonely. Every single one of those people were individuals rather than being a collective. And I think that's probably one of the loneliest times in the day. And the same when you're coming home on the bus or you're coming home on the train, the exact same thing happens. Everybody's head is down in their phones and nobody's being seen. And it's one of the most lonely times in the world. Nobody wants to be lonely. Even when we eat communally because it's the safest way to do things, because genetics have taught us that, okay, you're fragile or you're vulnerable when you're eating. So we all eat together, and we eat together. So somebody's always keeping an eye out to make sure you're not going to be attacked. Now, it doesn't happen now, but it did happen thousands of years ago. And that's, or hundreds of years ago. And that's what we needed to learn. We needed to kind of hold those bits of information. So we just want to be seen, and we want to be connected to other people. And you can't do that with your head and your phone. So now that everybody's traveling in the same directions again, but nobody's actually traveling with anybody else, look, just maybe think about the fact that people want to be seen. When you walk into a shop and the girl behind the till is trying to make eye contact with you, and you're stuck in your phone, or because we've all had those experiences. You walk into a store and the girl behind the till, sorry, just for randomly going to girl behind the till every single time, but it's happened to me where you walk into a store and there is a girl behind the till and she's talking to her friend behind the till and they're not connecting with you in any way, shape or form. That shouldn't happen. Everybody wants to be seen. So make sure that they know they're seen. Make eye contact with them. I spend my whole life 5 feet in front of people or 6 feet in front of people, staring at them for prolonged periods of time to make sure that the lighting sits on their face right in the right places, and to make sure that I'm making eye contact with them, because I'm checking to make sure everything is perfect, but they feel seen. And that's what makes my business work, and that's what makes what I do work, and that's what makes me enjoy what I do. So Sawubona.